Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back. Time for the Laser Grand Arena once again. Today, we're going to go over some of the qualifier results as well as show the first bracket pool. But first, I mean, this is Azer. I'm going to be joined by Demarsh today. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. It's a cool evening here in the old UK, but I'm super excited for this tournament. This is so exciting.
Something that is going to be pretty interesting about these qualifier results is obviously this is fairly new territory. There's not a lot of overlap between, people that play on Laser and people that play tournaments and stuff like that. So these results are very, let's say, unique. There's a lot of new names that I think a lot of people are not going to be familiar with that have outscored a lot of people that, a lot of names that people are familiar with. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting, and I think we're just going to be able to get through it pretty quickly. We're just going to be showing the top 42, I believe.
Yeah, top 42 players. There was a total of 52 who attempted the playlist that signed up, and we're just going to cut out the bottom load of the eliminated players because 42 is really where it starts to get interesting.
Yep, so we can just get into it while we talk about some other stuff on top of that. In case you missed the previous stream, there's some particular quirks with this format that, since it was played in a playlist, these were not qualifier lobbies, it kind of allowed you to have multiple plays on some maps. So, if you knew a map was going to be a hard one or you're not consistent on it, you could choose to sacrifice one of your second plays on another map to, just retry the same one over and over again. Some people definitely did so. And also, most importantly, your lowest score is completely removed from your qualifier result here. So using Doomsday as an example, unfortunately going to be at 42, right? His low score being Hard Rock 2 here. Actually, no, sorry, it's going to be DT2. That's just removed from his qualifying results. So that's the case with everyone. A lot of people really understood that and took it a step further and already knew ahead of time that a specific map was going to be their lowest score, and I think that they just didn't even play it. So that's going to be pretty interesting to go through.
Yeah, we got a lot of those, especially outside of, I would say, even as high as top 20, where people took advantage of that rule. And it's an interesting twist to the format that people have. They're quick, these OSU players. They're pretty quick.
And we can move on here to number 41 as well. So we're going to be seeing Cole, and here's an example of Hidden 2 not being played or being failed. We don't necessarily have the full data here available for everybody, but if you see 0, it's one of those two. So again, that has no impact on the qualifying score because it's just removed, right? So pretty interesting quirk about the system that we're doing here.
Yeah, again, first example of it. There are a lot. So thank you for playing, Cole. But I think we're just gonna rapid through these as quickly as we can.
All right, Bazinga's dead. You're gonna be at 40 here. Unfortunately, not qualifying. Another name I'm not too personally familiar with.
No, had some good hidden scores, as well as a decent performance on the No 3. But just a couple of difficult scores. The Hard Rock 1 not really going too well, and those DTs not looking great. So unlucky there.
All right, moving on now. 39. We're going to be seeing Respective. Again, some pretty decent score here. Actually, we can see proficiency on the low AR Hidden 2, which is probably one of the harder maps in the pool. We had a little bit of a hard time balancing that one, I would say, or finding a replacement for it. It's one of those very polarizing maps where either you can play it and it's very good, or either you absolutely cannot. So we're going to be seeing a lot of variance on that map, probably more so than any other map in the pool here, per se.
Yeah, very, very good score. But next up, I think we have one of the biggest shocks. It's Fiery Rage, unfortunately.
Yeah,
oh no!
So you would think with these results for this, obviously Fiery Rage is a great player, but here's one of the quirks of the system here. We're not really able to put on no fail here. So in a few situations, someone else you'll see soon enough has ran into this. But if you happen to fail 2 maps, obviously only one of those gets removed, so the other one just counts as a 0, unfortunately. So that's going to be a difference maker for Fire Rage. Unfortunately, not going to be seeing him. Happened to one other person that we'll see soon enough, but yeah, I mean the rest of the score is obviously looking really good.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky.
Moving on, 37. Got Alfew. Again, another hidden 2 non-enjoyer.
There's a few.
Definitely has the. I just want to pull out this number because it's really funny. Out of 52 players qualifying, only 30 have actually played the map, or passed the map. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of that.
Oh man, it's amazing. But yeah, there you go. The perfect example of using the rule to its advantage, and yeah, just unlucky. And next up, we have got Galaxy Gaming. Obviously that DT1 score not counting. But again, a bit of struggle on the DT, and the hidden and hard rocks. Great on the no mods though.
Yeah, to me it's still very interesting to see a lot of, we changed the rank range of this a little bit. Normally we don't really see, in at least in standard World Cups, we don't really see players beyond, like 4 digits, other than maybe like top 1500 or something like that. So you're gonna get to see a lot more of these people in this qualifier, because a lot of them are really eager to play. So nice try. And unfortunately that's just barely not gonna cut it. We can move on to seed number 35. Nase, again, missing the hidden 2.
Oh man, yeah, it's really not a great map according to the people who wanted to play it. But yeah, some good scores here. A bit of a DT player. DT1, lovely. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Considering all of the other players that we'll see soon, soon enough, all the other players, the caliber of players, the caliber of players that are playing in here are still very, very high. So getting number 4 on any single map here is quite insane. Fortunately, not going to do it for the rest of the maps. And here's the other big surprise here, number 34. Yet another occurrence of 2 fails, I think. Unfortunately for Mr. Freddie Benson, obviously did very good for everything here. I think even with, if he got his average score on, the average score I think being 628k, I think that would have put it around number 24 or number 23 in the qualifying. So again, those fails kind of really matter here, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise, I think, actually, for a lot of people on that DT1. I think we'd definitely expected Freddie to be able to get through that. But again, not having the failed scores bit has probably caught a couple of people out as well, not just people choosing to skip certain maps. So that is unfortunate.
A lot of people are looking forward to 33, the most unfortunate placement, of course. We've got Soft Bunny. I don't think that rank is correct. But Soft Bunny trying pretty good despite, I'm sorry, I just have to look at the rank just to make sure. They're actually 1800.
Yeah, they're a Mania player as well. But yeah, unfortunate for Soft Bunny. No one likes to be in that 33rd slot because you know just how close he got. But yeah, unfortunately, just not making the cut off there.
All right. So now for everybody who has qualified, let's get into the first qualifying player. To me, this is a brand new name. This is very, very interesting. So we've got This Is God, who claims actually to be a Lazer player on their profile, which is very, very interesting. So I was kind of hoping to see, some of these kind of players. I think the vast majority of people are not going to be super familiar with. Hopefully we get to see them play a little bit here. Unfortunately, they're going to be seed 32, so they're going to have quite the opponent getting into it. But yeah, it's nice to see some new names show up here.
Yeah, and again we see that that hidden 2 dodge, or couldn't pass, either or. Again, the playlist is not clear, but yeah, doesn't matter. So that's the beauty of this.
All right, let's move on to number 31, ARQX. Another player not too familiar with, and again, we see these rank ranges that we don't really see ever in the Standard World Cup, so a lot of people are able to... it's kind of nice to see the extra players, I guess, that maybe would not normally make their World Cup teams, you know? So it's nice to see that they have a place to show up here. QX do pretty well, pretty overall across the board, seems to be doing pretty good on the mechanics picks specifically.
Yeah, some solid stuff. Yeah, like you said, DT2, DT3 as well, and of course that Nomad 1 really standing out. So welcome to the 31st slot, RQX.
We can move on now to number 30. We've got Peter. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm gonna call you Peter because it's funny. another player here, seed number 30. Pretty well-rounded, honestly. It's kind of hard to look at these scores and go against that. Honestly, seems very, very well-rounded across the board. One thing we can already see though, just about scores in general, I think, is the gap seems to be not necessarily the gap, but I'd say the average score tends to be a lot higher on Lazer. We briefly touched on this later, but last week when we did the pool showcase, what people are going to be used to in Score V2 being something like a 300k is actually now more along the lines of a 600k. So if that gives you, if you're not too familiar with Lazer and stuff, if you haven't played it too much yourself, it kind of gives you an idea of, like, the quality of these scores. But yeah.
Yeah, the accuracy plays a majority of the role in your score. Of course, combo is still there. You can't enter those upper echelons without it, but it's not as critical to getting a high score. So yeah, like you said, a lot higher averages to necessarily what is considered to compare to Score V2 on standard.
All right, 29. We've got Baraki. Again, another fairly new name here. I think I'm sure we'll be seeing them in BC later on. So, yeah, it's again fairly well-rounded, but I mean, most notably, I think there's one score that stands out above the rest here. A little bit of no control. It's a little bit of a gimmicky pick in this pool here, so I'd be pretty careful to pick these maps against this person.
Yeah, and again, really good overall on that Nomad pool. 18th overall, because of looking at that Nomad 2 as well. Very, very nice stuff. Nearly 800k and 715k on the Nomad 1. So a bit of a Nomad demon potentially as well. So watch out for those hard rocks. They look pretty scary.
All right, moving on here. Seed number 28. We've got Swisti. They do have a hidden 2 score.
Oh!
At this point, I don't know if it's like surprising that people have them or not. People don't.
Yeah, we've got an interesting one here. I mean, that hidden 2 is a real standout score. 755k on that is that's really, really impressive. 641k on the DT2, and again that Nomad 4, another player that's looking really scary on that sort of gimmicky pick and gimmicky style player. So someone to watch out for, I think.
Absolutely.
So moving on to number 27, it's going to be Nev. And Nev, of course, doing really well on quite a few different skill sets here. You can see the hidden 2, another really good player, 681k. Hard Rock 2 as well, so a bit of a demon actually.
Yeah, and I do believe this was an OWC player in the last year, so I do remember doing pretty well on that tournament for the couple rounds that they did play. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see them in a 1v1 situation here, I think. And now to move on to 26, we've got Tricky Pugster, fairly high ranked player here. Got a lot of really solid DT scores. as well as conflict. There's actually a very interesting range of scores here. Really interesting range of strengths here. They've got a lot of the speed down. They've got a lot of the high AR down, but conflict is really not one of those. Conflict is a lot of memory patterning, I would say. A lot of very interesting flaw, but yeah, pretty interesting score line here for Cheeky Bugster.
Yeah, and again that Nomad one as well. Like you said, really good overall mechanics, and there's a bit of everything here. So Tricky Pugster definitely looking to make their mark. Hopping now into the top 25. We're
This is
start things
interesting,
off.
I think.
Yes,
Yeah, look at that.
Definitely.
We've got Kurumi qualifying with two failed scores or 2 maps not played. So still qualifying at seed number 25 with a score effectively worth 0. That's kind of crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, you can see from the maps that they do play, you know, they're obviously a lot better than the seed might suggest. If I'm not wrong on this, also, this session was like extremely late. There's a little bit of last minute entry for Kurumi here, so maybe their scores could even be so much better than this, right? Maybe they didn't really have time to practice that qualifier pool, so pretty scary if you're going to face the Kurumi in rank 25.
Yeah, an early round demon perhaps. But yeah, very, very strong mechanics player, Kurumi. A lot of good aim scores here across multiple mods. So yeah, definitely want to avoid them. Whoever has to face them in the high seed, which I don't want to spoil just yet.
We'll get there soon enough.
So bit more of a familiar name now. Penguinzy.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil it right now. We're going to be seeing a couple of Norwegian players in the near future. There seems to be a little clump. But yeah, I mean, again, like you said, very familiar name here. Has played OWC, I don't even know how many years now. Let's say 4, 5 off the top of my head. Should be a very, very familiar player in terms of playstyle. You know, they've been active in tournaments for so long. Wow, that Nomad 2 score is pretty scary.
Yeah, that's Norwegians for you.
That's true. They're very polar opposites, those damn Norwegians. They're all mechanic demons, or I don't know, whatever GN was doing. Whatever you can call that. But we can move on here to another mechanic demon in Hunder. Yet another player here who I think everybody should be familiar with. I think they need much of an introduction. Scores, actually, I mean, their scores are quite well balanced now, but I mean, at least historically was always known to be a very, very strong, you know, mechanics, speed guy.
Yeah, really, really good stuff from Hunter. You know, probably expected maybe a little bit more on a couple of those maps, but again, you don't know how they wanted to split those plays, because you know you had 22 plays, so after those 11, you kind of split them on what you wanted to improve, and I think that's why like their certain skill sets stand out that little bit more, because they got those extra runs to really nail down those maps.
All right, well, more of the same here. We've got number 22 with Red J, first top 50 player that's going to be qualifying here. Yet another player that I think you're familiar with at this point.
Yeah, Raj. I mean, he's, you know, first top 50 player that we've seen so far. Crazy mechanics player, and yeah, overall really good scores, really consistent. Pretty much everything within like the top 30 here. This is like the start of when you see that kind of thing happening. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing a UK guy represent here.
All right, I want to see the score numbers on this next one. We're not done with Norway yet. We've got Yolkspy, number 1 hidden 2, because of course it's Yolkspy. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of see. This is actually really interesting to me. I do have a little bit to say about this, because Yolkspy is a pretty good example player that would kind of normally get a little shafted in a 1v1 tournament, right? Like if you're very specific to a certain skill set, And there are just way more maps usually that don't favor this type of skill set that Yokespy is good at. Which, as you can see from the scores, you've got a lot of hidden reading, you've got a lot of aim control kind of stuff. This format kind of allows you to do a lot better for this, I think. Just because it's really going to lessen the impact when you are able to remove one of those mechanics score that might be too difficult, right? So, but I mean, Yokespy evidently did really good. We did see a lot of other people fail on some maps. It is actually quite a challenge if you're not a super well-rounded player to actually pass all of these. I know I couldn't myself, so very interesting to see this this placement here. And of course, number 1 hidden, Yokespy.
Yeah, Yokespy hidden will always be banned against Yokespy. But yeah, Yokespy could be a bit of a troubling player to go up against in this round of 32. So good luck to
I will say, even though Yokespy got the number 1 on hidden 2, it is not the only FC. I will just say that. There's quite a big score difference that's from accuracy, but obviously Yokespy on this kind of map is going to not have any issues with that. But yeah, moving on now to the top 20. We've got a new name here, I think, that we haven't seen in the World Cup stuff. Is we've got Zestash, someone that's been a little bit on the come up here, and number 2 Conflict. Wow.
Yeah, the highest PP ranking in Saudi Arabia. Not someone that we can say we've seen before, but I imagine has played for their OWC team. But yeah, this tournament may be an opportunity for them to showcase what they're capable of. I'm really excited to see this one. You see some good mechanic scores here. Good mix as well. That No Mod 3 second place really stands out to me.
And that map too is so specific. If you're not familiar with that map, go ahead and try and play it. It's not. You need like 15 plays to understand what's going on. So it's definitely a bit of a unique experience. So it is definitely a scary map to have a placement on. Moving on now, I'm going to be seeing number 19 with Sigi, another fairly older player by now. Someone that we should all be familiar with. Maybe not in the World Cups, because it's not like he's ever playing. But Sigi, have been a lot in the playtesting team and has a strong showing in a lot of community tournaments. And I guess that continues here when they're playing solo with some pretty incredible scores for the seed here. A lot of top 10 ranks.
Yeah, really starting to push the bar now with the ranks. Again, really strong on the DT, really strong on the on some of those no mods, a lot of the Mectic kind of picks as well. There's just a lot of good balance from Sigi, but that's why he's one of the best in the community tournament scene. Really strong player.
All right, number 18 now. We've got I don't think I'm pronouncing this right, but let's just say it's Kosiarek.
Kosiarek, I think. Is it Kosiarek?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a funny Polish way to say it. I am not a knower, but look at. This is seed 18, and this player has a lot of really high ranking scores here. My God, that aim is very intimidating, actually.
Yeah, Kosiarek, someone that has been on the up and up recently. Kind of pushing into maybe seeing them in the 3-digit range soon, but yeah, really strong 4-digit player, and those scores reflect that. Absolute Hard Rock Demon, top 5 overall for the Hard Rocks. And yeah, mechanics running strong here.
All right, wrapping up the lower side of the seeds here, we've got number 17, Trumpetino. Again, another player that is not unfamiliar to us. They've played in OWC a couple times now, as well as community tournaments. And again, similarly, they seem to have a lot of really strong scores and very specific skill sets.
Yeah, lots of good stuff here. Those DT scores, though, really do stand out. A lot of the high AR stuff looking really good here. But some good scores across the earlier no mods as well. Maybe not the strongest hidden player around, but it was more than enough to qualify. But yeah, top 7 in DT, really good stuff. should cause a bit of issue for their for this person seated just above them. As I think we'll quickly get to them. It's Sobu.
Yeah, seed number 16 here. Sobu's the first player in the top half of the seeds. I will briefly mention that the first stages of this tournament are going to be single elimination. So a lot of these matches, it's just going to be very quick and done, and very quick and dirty. We're going to get from the top 32 to the top 8 in 2 days next week. So Sobu going to be going up against Trumpetino as their opponent. And that's already kind of interesting because the scores are very different here. And, you know, the strengths that they're both showing, pretty interesting. A lot of really strong, I don't know, probably flow aim you would call it, based on what these scores are showing. But you know, that should make for a pretty interesting matchup. You know, in theory, maybe the closest matchup next week. So.
Yeah, Trumpetino got the slight average score advantage, but so we're seeding higher. You know, overall, maybe slightly better consistency, but again, anything can change when we get to the weekend. But I'm sure you're all itching to see the top 15, so we won't waste any more time. Tuma.
Yeah. I think otherwise it was known as Immobus. I think that was their old name. Another familiar player that we've seen play in WBC and do very good. For the couple years that New Zealand was able to have a good showing. So they're going to be against Kosiarek. And yeah, this is... I don't think it gets much more well-rounded than this. Really solid scores on everything, and even the ones that aren't, we're just going to get, you know, removed or banned out or whatever. So maybe one of the more balanced results that we're seeing so far.
Yeah, I think as well it's worth noting Nomod 21st. Looking at those scores, you kind of think, good lord, what have we got to come? And yeah, you'd be right. But really good scores everywhere else on the board. Really high rankings. But those Nomad ones also very, very good.
All right, we can move on to Sigi's opponent now. It's going to be Alir D. Probably pronouncing that wrong as well, but we've got some more, I guess, Nordic presence in this tournament. Another, you know, more or less newer player to, you know, the World Cup format here. Obviously, a very, very solid showing here. Being able to get number 2 on Nomad 1, which I think only had, I want to say 3 FCs off the top of my head. 3 or 6. I don't actually see the FC numbers, just the scores. But yeah, I mean, really, really solid showing here.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Nomad Demon, first one we've really seen of that. 7th overall. But again, no major weaknesses. You know, top 21st in DT. Maybe the upper bracket players will be able to take advantage of that, but certainly against the lower bracket players, you know, not a lot of weakness. That's what I'm seeing from here.
Alright, the next should be a pretty interesting matchup for Zestash. We've got Nope KJK here. Again, another, I guess at this point you could call them an older player here. Has played OWBC a couple times here, has shown incredible scary scores, notably I think on some of the more, you know, gimmick, some of the more tech parts of pools. You can already see that reflected in the scores here with both of the hidden scores and on null control. But it's not really the only thing they do here. They are able to get really solid scores on everything else here, and honestly, pretty. I'd say this is pretty. I guess expected seed result for NokeJK. I definitely expect them to be near the top. I think those scores are really showing that here.
Yeah, definitely. You can see where the weaknesses are, though. You know, you got those DTs. But again, with this format, it's the strengths that kind of outweigh the weaknesses in this situation. So obviously qualifying very, very well. So KJK hoping to go quite far, I think, in this bracket. But moving on to number 12, we have got Tebby.
This is interesting because Tebby is going against Yokespie, and you can kind of tell, you know, you can kind of see a few of Tebby's scores are let's just say they overlap Yolk Spy's strengths a little bit, so this might be a pretty interesting match, I think. I don't know if they'll all play those kind of maps, or they'll just try to get rid of them and play something else. But, I mean, Tebi at least really good showing on Nomad 2 here, outside of, you know, the maps with similar skill sets. But overall, extremely strong showing. You can kind of tell as well from these results the benefit that happens when you remove your lowest score from the pool, or like your lowest placing map from the pool. It doesn't really matter if you have one weakness like this, right? You're kind of looking at Nomad 1 and being like, oh, okay, maybe that's not the greatest, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter for your seed placement.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, taking out one of those scores can definitely just help push your overall seeding ranking way up. And like I said, it's all about the all-roundedness and how high that level goes. And yeah, some really good all-rounded scores from multiple mod categories, which is what you need, really, you know, going into the top 12. And I think as we approach that top 10, who's going to just miss out on it? It's going to be Ampy.
Ampy went up against Rudge here. That's going to be pretty interesting. Ampy also another player that has been very active in, you know, like USA 4-digit scene, I would say. It's helped a little bit with World Cup pooling as well. Hasn't really gotten a chance to play because, you know, kind of a tall order for for American players. But yeah, I mean, obviously a very, very scary player. I think a lot of 4-digit people are going to be pretty familiar with their skill sets.
Yeah, Ampy getting the chance to shine, and you can see why they're so good around the 4-digit range, and could compete with the best. Looking at these, you know, really good hidden scores, really good hard rock scores. DC3 really stands out. Number 4, that's not an easy map to pull 800k on, so a lot of danger with this one.
All right, now for the top 10, we've got our first resident of the top 10. It is Antonio, a player that has definitely been just getting very slowly better over time, getting very, very scary in tournaments. They're going to be up against Hunter, I believe, in their first match. But again, another player, very well-rounded overall, has created some amazing moments for Spain in the World Cups, I will say, specifically in early rounds. But now, as they keep getting better in tournaments, obviously here with the top 10 placement here, I'm wondering if they're able to still recreate that on pools that are pretty significantly harder. And obviously on Lazer, right, a lot of people are more used to the Lazer client. Some people are less so used to it. There's a lot of gameplay changes that can affect how good a player really is. But yeah, I mean, very good performance here from Antonio.
Yeah, I really like some of these scores. Again, we talked about it earlier. Fly Tonight, 700k, really, really nice. Midoriya Queen Bee, 770k. Riot, 883k, only got top 7, which is kind of nuts. So there is a lot of scores in here that are really high level, which I think just shows, like, with how this tournament's going to go, you're going to see a lot of high rated scores because, you know, accuracies are just so important, and Antonio really demonstrating what it takes to be a top 10 performer here.
All right, who's next? It is Henry at number 9 here. They're going to be up against Penguinzi the first round, I believe. Number 1 on EOS here. I think it's fair to say that you'd probably expect Henry to place a little bit higher than this, but I mean, those nomads maybe could have been improved, I will say. But I mean, I think most people here are going to be familiar with Henry and how scary they are in a 1v1 setting. I dare to say this is maybe a little bit of a sandbag placement for them. So I'd be pretty scared to see them at seed number 9.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Henry, you just see what they've done in the past. A lot of community tournament victories, and yeah, someone who is known to just absolutely storm through. So really surprised to see him in the top 9, but again, still a really strong performance across those DTs. number 3 overall. Hard Rock also looking very, very good. Those Nomads, like you said, bit of an underperformance maybe, but again, the bracket's going to be very, very different to the qualifier. So scary player Henry, as always.
And now perhaps the toughest matchup that you could get here for the seed range is this player is going to go up against Karumi at 25. It's going to be Amacetic.
Oh, no.
It seems like they're quite well prepared, though, with some of these rankings. A lot of top 3 scorings. I mean, most notably, number 1 on DT2, which is such a tricky map, by the way. There is so much going on that map. It's very, very impressive to be able to do that. But I mean, Amacetic, also another player that has a lot of history on this channel. We've seen them in OWC a couple times, and every single time they go crazy. And now they're even better, evidently. So, first entrant to the top 8 here.
Yeah, really strong performance from Amacetic. Should be really chuffed with this. No real major weaknesses. Maybe you could kind of isolate that No Mod 1, but it's not that it's a bad score, it's just there were so many people who really performed well on that map. So it's a hard call, really, but yeah, really strong stuff from Amacetic. Welcome to the top 8.
And now for some players that we're all going to be familiar with for some time here. We've got a very familiar face in Zudinator, of course. We've got Canada's Hidden Queen going on here. Really, really solid aim performances here. Across the board, I think most notably, though, we got that Zudi Nomad 2, the second place from Zudi Nomad 2. That's very, very interesting. We got some character development here. Zudi, you think, historically not being the greatest at that skill set, but has decided to train for 1v1 tournaments, and I think so far it has paid off. Definitely a threat, recognized by everybody here for no matter who she's playing against. So going to be placed at seed 7 for this tournament.
Yeah, Zoot is back, as scary as ever. You can maybe try and take advantage of those DTs, but outside of that, you're going to be on your own, because, I mean, look at this. First, second, multiple second places, mostly in the top 10 outside of the DT, so really, really good performance. And, God, imagining who's above this is pretty scary.
Well, we've got a few other familiar names here. We'll get to the players now that have average score of 800k or more, everyone onwards, so extremely high placements here. We've got number 6 Flying Tuna. Of course, everybody knows who Flying Tuna is, with the 2 number 1 scores here. Again, a very, very scary participant. I believe Tuna was also a very last-minute qualifying score here. I think they only did 1 run, very, very last minute. So could even be a much higher result from them here, but they're going to be placed at number 6.
Yeah, and you can probably see that as well. You know, especially in some of the if it's one try on everything, you can imagine those earlier maps causing a bit of trouble. Well, he potentially got warmed up, but yeah, once he got warmed up, he kicked it into overdrive. I mean, look at that, top 5, top 3, and top 8 on Hidden Hard Rock and DT respectively. No mod scores, maybe letting them down a little bit, but I think everyone knows just how scary Flying Tuna is going to be in the bracket, and might just go all the way, even from seed 6.
Yeah, I wonder if Tuna's going to get to play single, like Nomad 3 type alt map here, because that's usually not a good time if you're on the other side. Yeah, anyway, moving on here. We go to the top 5. We got another Canadian player. We've got Nick, who's kind of coming back from a hiatus as far as I know. Has played in OWC for a couple years now, took a little bit of a break, and back maybe even stronger than ever here with some pretty insane scores across the board. No real weaknesses anywhere. Extremely well-rounded. And I mean, it's got any player at this point, right? You know, place above Tuna, Zudi, and Henry is kind of an insane feat already, but maybe more indicative of you know, what they're going to be able to do for the rest of the tournament here.
Yeah, like I said, really, really looking at those not just the top 5 performances on each map, but yeah, where you kind of sit on those lower maps and nothing below top 16 on every map is really, really nuts. And yeah, I think Nick will be pretty chuffed with how this has gone. DT demon as always, but Hard Rock's not looking as strong, but by no means a weakness.
And now for one more very recognizable player here sitting at number 4, it's going to be Intercabbing. Again, I mean, everybody should know who Intercabbing is at this point. Here to impose a terror-raising presence on yet another tournament here in the Lazer Grand Arena. A lot of extremely high placements on just about everything, but a little bit more of a, I would say, a gap in placements here. Definitely higher highs and lower lows, at least in terms of the seed for each of those maps, right? A lot of pretty lower ones. So maybe easier to, I don't know, strategize against if you end up against them. Who knows?
Yeah, again, it could be down to the format. Maybe they just played every map twice and maybe just missed out on those. But again, Intercabbing, the strengths are the strengths for a reason. So yeah, there might be some stuff that you can isolate against, but I really think Intercabbing is going to want to get into the bracket stage before we see the true strengths coming out of them. So yeah, another top contender for sure.
All right, number 2 and 3, we're actually pretty close, extremely close in terms of results. So we're going to be seeing number 3 first. It's going to be Welter. Pretty at this point, pretty well-known Russian player. To me, this is pretty new that they're this good, but a lot of really, really high placements here. I think Welter having played 2 or 3 years of OWC in the past as well. So should hopefully be familiar with, but yeah, I mean, very, very scary scores. We've got number 1 Hard Rock placement here for them, and a lot of just, again, we're starting to see these players that are so incredibly well-rounded. It's actually going to be so hard to pick against, I feel like, since no real weaknesses that I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff from Welter. Kind of an aim god in the aiming community for Osu in particular. But yeah, like you said, a lot of good mechanics stuff here. No real weaknesses. There's maybe hidden you can try and isolate if you're a strong enough hidden player, but you've got to be so tough to take on those 11th and 14th placements. But yeah, Welter really looking to shine outside just OWC in the 1v1 format. So I guess we won't keep things secret much longer. Number 2 is AKNZX.
Yeah, extremely close in placements there. I think only 3k difference of average score between these two players, but again, another player that has really just exploded lately, and been able to have such a crazy presence on so many different maps here. High scorings on every single thing, and very little weaknesses to be found. I think AKNZX also pretty notably, if you're not too familiar with them outside of, just the fact that they're ranked 11, a lot of very interesting skill sets, a lot of very niche skill sets from this player here that are not going to be very well represented in a pool usually. So I think depending on what's there and stuff, you might have to watch out a lot for what AKNZX.
Yeah, again, so incredibly strong. Like you said, just 3k average score difference between them puts them so incredibly close. And again, star of the DT pool. Absolutely demolishing it. But yeah, every one of these scores is like a top 10 worthy score, and like you said, a lot of underrated skill sets from AKNZX, and yeah, it's going to be a tough contender potentially to our number 1 seed,
which of course is going to be Amamiya Kokoro. crazy performances here for Amamiya Kokoro. By far and away the highest seed here. It wasn't close between number 1 and number 2. Very, very big gap in terms of results here. And I mean, you can already see why. Like the range of scores here from Amamiya Kokoro is kind of insane. Definitely a player that we've seen a lot of in OWC as well, just slowly get better. And I guess, I don't know, maybe they're peaking right now, because number 1 in a 1v1 tournament here is definitely a feat that not a lot of players have ever really been able to do. Usually it's kind of reserved for, the same, like, 10 people or so that you'd expect to see. But yeah, Amamiya Kokoro going to be number 1 here. Maybe the scariest player of the tournament, I will say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you take out that DT2 and you've just got a sea of impressive scores. Number 3 on that DT3 again. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Number 2 on both Hidden and Hard Rock, and number 1 on No Mods. Those No Mods are really, really nuts. Like, it's I can't quite put into words just how crazy that top No Mod one is. 3 number 1s is wow. Good luck against Amamiya Kokoro, because they're looking very, very scary right now.
Yeah, and I briefly touched on this as well, but just to go over the format a little bit here, this tournament is a little bit of a speed run. We're only going to be playing for 2 weeks, so next week is going to be single elimination for the first 2 rounds. So that means after that we'll be ending up with a top 8. So it's gonna go by really quick. We'll have a full weekend of matches, and I mean all of those matches. Again, with the format being cumulative scoring, it means all of those matches are kind of like a set amount of time. Every single match is going to be playing 5 maps. So yeah, if you want to watch that, make sure you come back next week. But for today, we're not actually done. We'll have to go check out what they're going to be playing on next week. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a commentator swap here. Thank you for your time, Demarsh, for the seed reveals. Anything else you want to mention?
No, I'm just really looking forward to how this tournament plays out. Like I said, there's a lot of names that people have not seen before, and it's going to be very exciting to see how they all perform. So, it's a chance for some fresh faces to make their impact. So I wish everyone the very best with the bracket.
All right, and I will be staying here for better or for worse, but this time I'm going to be joined by 2 of the map poolers yet again. We're going to be here with Chiv and Dada. How's it going, guys?
You go first, Dada, I believe.
Okay. Hi, what's up? Things are going very well. We are totally not making a showcase with maps that we changed last minute sometimes, with replays that we had to get like 12 hours ago. No, sir. Everything is going perfectly smoothly.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Nick. Hi, Ampy. Hope you guys enjoy. It was pretty sick. We have some cool ideas in store for you guys for Laser Gun Arena this week. Hope you guys enjoy. Will there be some wacky mods? No, not for this one. Maybe in the future, but still working around the edges, I think.
Yeah, I think almost every single replay that you're about to see was done in the last like 8 hours or something. So maybe a different tier of quality that we're expecting, but I mean these maps are starting to get pretty hard, right? So
this is really where the tournament starts to get difficult for sure.
There's definitely a very small amount of players that is able to actually perform on these. Although I think we're going to be seeing more of the same names. If you watched the showcase last week, I actually think it's all the same names for the most part. But yeah, I mean, if we're ready, we can get into the mod 1 at any time. If our stream setup is good to go.
All right. On to number 1, familiar face. It's gonna be Keelhold, song by Aerostorm, and map by Camo.
Yeah.
Again, as a reminder as well, this pool's gonna have no customs, so every map is just going to be very familiar.
There's some customs, just not for this tournament, for this pool. So
right.
Yeah. Some of these maps, if you've seen some of the higher profile tournaments over the last like 2 or 3 years, then you might be somewhat familiar with them. But yeah, all featured artists, all a little bit more edging on the side of conventional pooling, I'd say. More so than the usual experiments we go with for WC. But Keelhaul, classic map, I feel like everyone's kind of familiar with this map, just a very good jump map made by Camo, I believe, for Sace. I forgot which year.
I almost want to say
it was. I don't even think it was a Corsace map. I thought the Mazin one was the Corsace one.
Is this perennial?
I don't know if this is a custom.
So wait, the Mazarin one was okay. No. Mazarin was
I
Corsace
think
clone.
Mazarin was the Corsace. This one is
Yeah.
just a map, I
Okay.
believe. But yeah,
But I
think
believe
it's also a map
Shipwreck
that I
got
think
Shipwreck was a
everybody has
custom,
played.
no? By Camo.
Was-
Yes.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So they're like pretty similar maps, but yeah. I don't know if it's the same SR as Qualifiers. I think Qualifier was 7.4 and this one's 7.7, so definitely a step up. But this is one of the harder maps in the pool, mainly due to the lack of playable aim maps or poolable aim maps for featured artists. But map shouldn't feel too tricky for players.
Yeah, essentially, unless you're a little bit challenged in the way that the BPM kind of challenges you, where it's like this is a little bit on the higher side, you shouldn't have much issue with this. Like, even if you miss sometimes, you should still be able to play most of the patterns of the map.
Yeah, also a little bit on the fast side. This is about 220 BPM, so have a little bit of tapping, but shouldn't be anything unrealistic for most players. I think mostly it's around 5 to 7 note bursts. But yeah,
It's just a good song.
Shout out
For
to
sure.
Jackson. Again,
As usual, yeah.
as usual, we're gonna be seeing a lot of Jackson. Hope you guys like watching Jackson play. Because we're about to do a lot of that. Did you guys?
Iron Meadow? That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Did you guys get to see the qualifier seeds? What do you think?
Yeah. How the hell did Avia Kokoro get #1 by such a big margin? Holy.
Turns
Like,
out
that
when you
was
remove
insane.
one score,
What do you
I was reading, I was reading some like
Yeah.
crazy posts, like they were like, "Oh, this year Eska's gonna be so broken with the core of like, it was like Form Tuna, Culture, and they left out Amamiya Kokoro. I think they said either Hyok or they said somebody else. I was like, damn, like this guy's still in the core. Like I'll let you guys know that he's too good." But yeah,
Pretty
on
to
to
see them play, yeah.
Nomad 2. Gonna be also a map that people are familiar with. I believe this was also used in Corsace. Well, not also used, but used in Corsace, I believe.
Based on the
It's gonna
map, I'm
be-
gonna say it's from Corsace.
Yeah.
Hey, look at
Quick
that.
curse
yeah,
on you
it's
by half
Corsace.
slash.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stamina.
Yeah, unlike the other one where, you know, most of the streams were very short, this one, most of the streams are long, and have these, I don't want to say annoying, but like tricky, I think is a better word, like one note disjointed circles.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Trying something a little bit new. So yeah, there won't be a DT stamina, like dedicated stamina map for this pool, but meant to be mainly covered with this map and some tapping across DT that's not pure stamina. So hopefully it comes out pretty well.
I think this should be a little bit more consistent than the Kardashev map was for qualifiers. I think a lot of people had issues with consistency on that map. This one is, if you can tap it, you're overall getting higher scores, but it's an overall tougher map.
Also a much easier map on Lazer, no?
Oh yeah, it's if you can tap this map, it should feel pretty fresh.
This is a 210, I believe.
Also, yeah, to mention about the qualifiers, was happy to see good friend Nick played really well. She got top 5, which was really impressive, I feel, and was really happy to see them play super awesome because, you know, it's kind of a comeback other players, yeah, like Anesthetic getting top 8 was really cool. Love to see MP getting top 10.
Dude, I like to see
11.
a couple of things.
11? Whatever.
AKNZX finally getting his flowers, and also like the Norwegian cluster just all making it very, very close to each other. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think talking about, you know, these lower bracket matchups, I'm gonna be really excited to see players like on the second half of the bracket or the lower side of the bracket, like Yokespie, Zestash, Sigi. A lot of these players, Penguinsy as well. I feel like players who are not that well rounded will actually have a better chance, you know, because of the nature of qualifiers. So I'm excited to see the upsets that are going to be happening.
I was surprised to see someone who wasn't initially signed up get to play the playlist because of the changes we made, and then not being able to play all the maps but still getting top 20 or top 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Qualified with a missing map. Crazy.
And I'm pretty sure he would have he probably would have found the DT3 as well if he got to play it, right?
Oh, he's probably gonna get like top 15 on that.
Yeah. We will see. I think nice to see some like these kind of like lower ranked tournament players really get recognition in this tournament due to the not super like huge open rank player sign up kind of cluttering the tournament, so it's cool.
Yeah, we get to see a lot of new names.
Yeah, new names. It's the biggest thing.
I feel like this is the time for like a lot of the up and coming tournament players to really like focus on 1v1 tournaments, because you have Malashevsky who's taking a break, you have Forum who's taking it easy, not really joining that many tournaments. You don't really have like Emrek, you don't really have like White Cat doing anything, so like this is proper grounds to like become another one of the 1v1 like mainstays, really.
Yeah. Looking towards, you know, players like AKNZX and Walter. I mean, Walter's pretty much there at this point, but yeah.
Oh, he missed the slider head!
That's so sad. Awesome, yeah. Also, yeah, it is a Lazer tournament, so I know some players are like, I don't want to deal with Lazer, which is understandable because some optimization. Yeah, on to Nomad 3. Going to be also a familiar map. Not for the same reasons, I don't think.
All time.
Yeah. Oh, this is an FA map of all time. Finding FA tech is a little hard, but this is a pretty beloved map for tournament players alike, and tech players going to be. Hopefully, I don't spoil it before it shows up. Delirium by Mir, which should be a very interesting map on the Lazer system without no lock.
Oh,
and
yeah. This last time I saw this map, it had a very different background. I worked with the custom people with like making this in CPMC. This is a custom for that tournament, and this was probably one of our favorite maps to work with because Mir just worked really, really fast. He had a really, really clear idea, and he executed it really well. So yeah. I'm glad we get to see this map come back in some official capacity.
For sure. Map has a lot of elements, has this kind of like text, not even like text stream, but like cut doubles tech, which is really cool.
Another Lazer buff map too.
Absolutely. For a lot of this map, there's like a little bit of a worry unstable that you're gonna get not locked. And it's kind of like a countdown 3-2-1 situation where if you miss one part of the wiggle, especially early on, you can even like fail the map, because the nut lock is just going to be so absurdly bad. But on Lazer, you don't really have that worry. So
all the kicked in buzz sliders too, like significantly easier on Lazer. I say this every time because it really has to. It's something that really has to register. I feel like you have to play Lazer to understand just how much easier some of these like specific patterns are going to feel. It just makes such a big difference. See some of the wiggles here. And the streams are all quote-unquote funny, so you definitely can trip people up. They aren't really paying close attention to what the stream is doing. Like some of these, they don't look that spaced, but
they are much trickier than they look, just due to the nature of like the speed you have to maintain and like where you have to brake. They feel like odd ticks to like slow down on, but just what you have to do.
Yeah, I think this map is gonna be pretty fun. Honestly, like it's pretty enjoyable time, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely cook with this one.
Something to clarify as well, in case I didn't make it clear enough earlier, if you are one of the 32 players that qualified, because I see a lot of them in chat, you're playing 2 rounds on this pool. So you're playing your first, I guess, round of 32, and then round of 16 match, single elim. So you're playing 2 matches on this pool. Just so that's clear.
500 spins per minute. That's new.
I didn't know the game could count past
480 something,
or whatever it is. Yeah, 477. I don't know. Any spin mains? No.
I never get there anyway, so
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I did 10 years ago when I wasn't 28.
When it was required for it to for you to pass like Desire Drive by Happy 30.
Oh
in
yeah.
HR. Yeah.
Oh man. Murmur Twins, I think, was the other one.
Murmur Twins, I'll glide it.
Rock passes because of the sliders
First.
or the spinners.
We're old. Lazer does have a spin cap for the score, but it doesn't have a spin cap for the actual like RPM you're spinning.
Yeah, I think we'll notice. Yeah, this is mainly just gonna be in control attack. There'll be some sliders across the pool, but definitely not too focused on slide attack like as you've seen in the past.
I hope people never get tired of seeing this map. This is like the best map of all time.
It's fun. You have to
It's
play it
fun.
to get it sometimes, but it is really fun.
Yeah.
Like this kind of thing, like it just doesn't get better than this. Like you're cooked. It's so hard.
And on to Nomad 4, going to be the lower AR map of the pool. Just not going to be hidden because there's another map waiting for us right there. But going to be a map maybe some people are familiar with. It was used recently in a very big tournament. Straight from SSOT, it's going to be Let's Quartz by Dectopia, and I can't hear anything. Oh,
I can.
just quiet at the start.
Iwashi, my beloved.
But yeah, this is going to be the kind of gimmick map of the pool. And a lot of elements in this map. A lot of flow, a lot of overlap reading, a lot of rhythm control. Map has pretty much everything at 175 BPM.
Depending on who you are and how you play this game, you might look at this map and say, "Oh, what's the like difficulty here?" Or you might say, "This looks completely impossible. Like, how are people supposed to play this at all? I can't even figure out what's going on." And I think that's kind of the vibe here.
Yeah. This is one of the
Also,
hardest slots to find.
This was one of the hardest replays to find, honestly, because we finalized the pool a little bit late, so people didn't really have time to practice this.
That's right. Did anybody notice we're no longer watching Jackson?
Oh, we're watching Habib.
I don't
I mean,
think
does it even say until the replay
it
ends?
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Only when the replay ends.
Watching good friend Digital Hypno on the reading map.
I actually wonder if people notice, like, without seeing a player name, because some players like have quirks about their aim and stuff, right? Like,
Oh, you haven't
don't
seen-
know, like what's happening.
Dude, they used to be replays where like I would hide the name, but like I double tap like every jump, so people would figure it out anyways. Because I would just no lock on every jump, and if people would just say if I ever play on Lazer, I would never be able to play because I double tap, so it gets finished. I was missing every note.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. It's not even intended. Like that's just how it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, see, you double tap every jump?
Dude, it's like I don't know. Like every time when I get nervous, like I I tap with both fingers. Like it's so weird. Like
Okay, so it's not intended. You just like I said,
no, it's just like I hit one finger and then the other one like also hits the key. I should use like heavier switches probably.
It's not the Hal water method.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking of Miss Magius.
Oh, Miss Maggie's is like they do that on purpose, but it's
Yeah.
tap X. Like they tap X
Mhm.
and their pen at the same time on purpose.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, also you guys probably know this. No mappool is kind of long. Pool definitely gets shorter over time.
Matches are quite short though, so
yeah.
even though the pool is a little bit on the longer side, the matches should still be quite short.
Mhm.
It's kind of the logic there.
Again, I briefly mentioned it, but every single match here is 5 maps long. It cannot be shorter. It cannot be longer. You're only just playing 5 maps. So it's really not that bad.
Yeah. All right. Next map. Thank you to Habib for that replay. Going to be Hidden One. Familiar friend. A lot of familiar friends in this first half of this map pool.
And we're back to Jackson.
Oh, we're back to Jackson. That's great to hear.
Jackson hidden. What?
Yeah, it's gonna be another familiar
Hey.
map that I think most people should know. Hopefully.
Well, talked about a little bit. It's going to be Amanita by Camo, not the OWC diff, but it's going to be the aim and stream burst map.
More camo.
It is more
Okay.
camo.
Yeah.
I just now realized. Because back when we first had Keelhauled in the pool, because let me tell you a story. Keelhauled was in the pool for the start, and then we were like, this is a little bit too hard. And then we replaced it 3 times, only to find a harder map than Keelhauled and go back to it. So when Keelhauled first was in the pool, this Amanita wasn't in the pool.
But yeah, this is going to be meant to kind of fill a lot of niches here. You guys can already tell. Kind of a little bit of awkward aim, not really. Kind of depends on the player, but a lot of this burst flow, which isn't really tested throughout the previous maps.
It is true. It also is a little bit more, it's like a sort of like circle kind of. I want to say circle tech without saying circle tech. That's what I want to do because of the like cuts and stuff like that, where you have like cut streams and like sliders spaced out after the quads and stuff like that. But it is obviously not like a tech map. It's just like a little bit adjacent, I guess.
That's a decent way to put it.
I think a lot of these,
Oh, yeah.
this type of map at this BPM kind of ends up having those elements anyway, but this 194, I think. If you want to have any sort of tricky stream patterns, they're just naturally, I think, going to end up being stream technique. So. I hope everyone likes Marmalade Butcher. It's like Marmalade Butcher.
Easily one of the best FA artists. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Listen,
So many
if-
bangers.
we're
I'm
not
for the
talking- We're
people.
not
I'm
talking.
for the
We're not
people.
talking about this slot song. This slot song specifically. We are not talking about it.
Oh, like honestly, like I should just let the stream know. Like, I actually saved like this song. Like, it would have been the worst song ever put on
Oh,
Showcase in history.
Internet Yamro by Iobon and
Oh, it would have been the worst song ever made.
Are you serious? Are
Is
you
that not
serious?
the biggest upgrade ever? Internet
Are
Yamro
you
to Amanita?
serious?
Is
Internet
that not the-
Yamro is a bad song. This guy.
That's the
this
biggest
guy.
upgrade I've ever
kill this guy,
heard.
kill
Oh
this guy with
my
hammers.
god.
Kill this guy with hammers.
I've saved the stream, saved the players, saved the
We may have had a little
viewers.
bit of a civil war
Like,
over,
let's not even get it twisted. Like,
That's a banger, dude.
nobody's trying to listen to that song.
Are you serious?
I am.
Well,
Even he likes it, and he hates anime.
You guys can die on that hill. You guys can die on that hill. I'll let you do it.
Dying on that hill, bro.
I'm just here to save Osu live.
It's not a hill. It's
for the
Mount
people.
Everest. It's Mount Everest. It's peak.
You know, it's okay. You can die on this next hill. You can have hidden too.
Oh, true. Now I get to beat the
Speaking
bad
of
guy.
Civil Wars.
Now I get to be the bad guy.
All right. Well, here's a map that I'm gonna take the hit for this and say I've declined putting this in OWC for I don't even know how many years now. But this is no longer OWC, so here's some Daramok hidden. Because it is Dada's dying wish, apparently, to have some Daramoks in the pools.
Yes, now I can retire in peace. Finally.
Mugoku strip. Finally, Mugoku strip.
Read, flow, big circles, all. This map does so much, and I think nothing in the game is quite like it. And honestly, just the first thought I had when we got Yoshikawa 45 as a feature artist was like, holy crap, this will finally be official content. I can finally put Daramok Rogoku strip in my pools and be officially supported.
Oh, officially supported.
Yeah, officially supported by the people, by the democracy of the United States of America and the rest of the world.
So we're just saying anything now.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a Goku strip. He's already touched on it. A lot of elements in this map. It's not AR8 for Hidden 2, but
Yeah,
there is
it's
still a
AR9.
pretty hefty reading element because of the overlaps. And a lot of snap, a lot of flow as well. Kind of the first real out map of the pool after what we've had.
Anyway, if you dislike this map, make sure you tell Dada. If you like this map, make sure you tell Dada.
Yeah.
Actually, just tell everything to Dada. I take no responsibility for it. It's all Dada.
If you like this
My
map, make
email
sure to never
is
send it ever
op-
again.
My email is open to messages at kevinyang@gmail.com, okay?
Well, you guys can tell me. I just won't tell Dada. That'll be okay.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that to me.
Okay, yeah. It's a Goku strip.
All the Canadians coming out to support their little Canadian guy. Okay.
Yeah, and already in the chat. I don't like this map. Look who you decide to make unhappy.
Listen.
Look
All I know is this is a map for the people. This is a map for the people who are fighting out there, like working on the fields, being like going out there rice farming, soy farming, corn farming. They're working their asses off, and they come home to like their sweet loving wife and Rogoku stripped by Daramok. That's it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's enough schizo talk for now. It's not my email. Don't worry. I wouldn't leak my real email on the stream. If my email is kevinyang@gmail.com, that'd be the best email ever. Like, oh my god, like I would have to be like 10 years old to snipe that email. Yeah, I can't wait for map of China. Yokespy. This map is awesome, Dada. Great job. And Yokespy likes the map. We know it's trash.
Oh,
okay,
okay
that's
then.
the lever, yeah. Yokespy has all the power.
Anyways.
This guy is being toxic live on stream with hammers.
The Devil Rose for life. Yeah, right here. The Pro 365 is getting involved. Anyways, that's a Goku strip. What a wholesome map.
A long map, huh?
Not that long, but yeah. The pool in general has been around this length for today at least.
Yeah.
Next map will break that
Who
trend.
did this replay? Who's just curse dancing at the end?
Digital Hypno, I believe.
Oh, guest, but it's
a good pick by
it's
Habib.
no, yeah.
It is Habib. Yeah.
Is Ampy still here? I don't know if that guy. I haven't seen that guy in a while, but if he is, it's gonna be pretty familiar with this map. Up next for Hard Rock 1, going to be Map maybe people are kind of familiar with, the song at least, Kaleidoscope by Zach. Mapped by Helia.
I believe
Oh,
this
Zest key
is
sounds.
6.95 with Hard Rock. I don't think the modifiers are showed in Half-Life.
Oh yeah, it's not a 6.2 stem map. There's gonna be attack. This is the more slider heavy map in the pool. A lot of slider control in this map, as well as a little bit of alt control.
Yeah, don't worry. If the pool has looked a little bit more on the technical side for now, the DT pool will compensate for that. But yeah, this is a Helia map, Helia attack map. You're probably familiar with Helia attack maps if you've played tournaments for the last couple years. It's just a little bit on the lower CS side, or I guess higher CS side, smaller. I've had this same like dilemma over and over again, where I say lower and then higher and then smaller, in that order.
These patterns are really fun.
Yeah,
For sure.
this is like the second on map we have in the board. That's it.
It's gonna be a Hard Rock 1. Really short map. Thank you to Silvari for the replay. Straight on to Hard Rock 2.
This
Going
map,
to be
Another familiar song.
Pretty standard
Another
map.
familiar artist.
familiar
Type
map set
map.
even.
Yeah.
gonna be
Not
Nanatsu
to-
Mamu. You want to pass it?
Buddy. Yeah.
Nice.
This map set evokes traumatic memories on like my mind specifically because I believe I pulled this at in the WC 2018, and it had like a major unsnap that nobody noticed, including ourselves, the
Wait,
replay team, and then Arthi like famously had a moment on stream where he like noticed it and was like, and then I had to panic message Polycorp to fix it, the host of this map set, and yeah,
Yeah, but I don't remember that.
that was the Kawashiro diff for this. This map is like as old as my grandpa. What the hell? Your grandpa is like 8 years old.
Anyways, yeah, just some heavy precision. How much does the race say?
The circle
map?
is actually like the exact same size.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of satisfying.
It looks like the I don't know how to call it. I'm gonna call it the pishy fat cursor.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I'm talking
pitch cursor, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, this comes in at 7.3 stars, I think, with Hard Rock.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. It's lower than the usual precision values we see. Or smaller. Let's not go into that again. Where, I think it's 7.8?
7.8,
Right?
yeah.
So, if you're a CS 6.5 fiend, but you struggle at this precision value, sorry?
Oh man.
So mean.
I said sorry!
Anyways, yeah, this is a pretty chill 2-minute precision map, not too long. So shouldn't feel too straining or draining, depending on what type of player you are. But
Also
yeah,
on the shorter side.
Mm-hmm. On to DT1, which is really new modern map that we just recently found. I remember I was looking at the rank section the other day. I was like, this is a pretty cool map. We can use this.
Yeah, ranked 2 days ago.
The new map with the 5-digit ID.
Oh.
William Boogie.
The map hasn't even shown up and you're already going to say the name?
It's not the name of the map.
Oh. Well, I'm
maybe the name it was given at birth. But we call him Billy.
So this is your imagination of standard.
Yeah. This is also standard, right?
Buggy DT. Uh-huh.
Flashing lights warning, by the way.
Anyways.
Especially on DT.
This is the old map of the pool. The data special.
Oh, yeah,
do you know how often old maps can get pulled in featured artist only tournaments? Do you know how hard it is to find one of these?
There's actually like a lucky strike. Like this shouldn't have happened.
Wait, I can play this map.
I think what
this is not. This is not even like a. It's really not that speed heavy.
Yeah, it doesn't have too much tapping. Yeah, this shouldn't get anybody out. It's just hard on the aim and like the flow.
Yeah, it's like a. It's just an old map. But yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, 7.7 stars with DT, but it doesn't really look like it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get to a section where it does look like it, but those triples are pretty much the hardest.
God, that pattern is so hard.
The hardest speed pattern you'll find on the map.
Well, it's only 255, so I don't know. It doesn't seem too bad.
Finally, a real map in this tournament. Oh my god, it took them long enough.
Yeah, nothing like celebrating making a tournament for the brand new client that's finally playable in 2024 with a 2009 map.
Listen, we are standing on the shoulders of giants, okay?
Yeah.
Lazer is standing on Osu Stable, which is standing on like spaghetti code from 2007. So
yeah. It's actually so funny how like, you can just screenshot somebody that's like, Laser gonna be the newest tournament has Billy Boogie DT on it. the storyboard is not helping this case right now. This map looks ancient.
What the hell? The storyboard is cute.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is also 1.5x, you should say. Yeah. And DT2 is also 1.5.
Not
I believe.
DT3.
Not
DT3 is a mystery.
We'll leave that up to the viewer's interpretation. A.
Yeah, shoutouts to yeah mapping in 2009.
yeah Inozuma, who else? Daru, all the people who literally nobody knows in 2024.
Nobody has any idea. And on to DT2, it's Arsene's Bazaar. People are familiar with this song, right? Mapping contest.
This jump scared me when it started.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty loud. Yeah, this is gonna be the finger control pick of the pool. Kind of also control. I don't even know. It's kind of a tapping pick. It's like 230, so it's a little bit of tapping.
7.2 stars with DT,
I think. Is it 7.21? Yeah. But this is a little bit more stamina finger control heavy. In a very like wide contrast of the previous map.
It's crazy that this is 10.3.
It does look a lot faster
after the last map.
This looks like it's AR11. I'm not gonna lie. Like
it's crazy.
I can't keep up at this point. Oh my god.
We do have to say that the previous map was 9.6, so AR8 plus DT. This one is just flat out 10.3.
Oh, it's supposed to be the biggest thing that's ever made me feel so old. I'm only 21 years old. And then I realized I'm in the car with Aza and Dada, so then it's like, actually, I'm really young, so it's okay.
I'm 24. I have one foot in the grave. Azer is lying in it.
Okay.
Oh, he's finished. Like, he's finished. Don't even bring it up with him. Was it like 35? 36?
Alright.
40s?
That's crazy, bro. This is like the cycle of ageism. Shiv gets bullied by being old, or for being old, and then we get bullied back.
Was this song made for Osu? Do you know?
I don't remember.
What I'm saying is like, if it was like, we're set up for a waifu jam in grand finals, yeah. People love that song.
I don't remember if this.
I don't think Waifu Jam was made for Osu. Specifically,
there's an Osu edit, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
well, S.
that was also a contest map though. Yeah.
This was specifically made for that contest. Looks like.
Oh, that's sick.
That's awesome. On to DT3. Last map in the pool. Gonna be Dragons.
Now this is 1.6 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means, Viv?
What's up?
This means this is AR 10.5.
This is like the same AR as the last map. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even tell the difference now.
It's because last map we had so many more notes on the screen at once, so
this
got overwhelmed.
It's gonna be the high BPM map of the pool. It's gonna be kind of half aim, half speed. So if you're a tapping player, you're getting this. You're getting No Mod 2 for sure, and you're kind of getting DT2 as well. Well, you are getting DT2. So have some options, but hopefully the biggest thing you want to avoid is that every map feels different. So it's not just like DT2 is a 240 BPM street map, and then DT3 is a 260 BPM one, and No Mod 2 is a 220. Like, hopefully the maps have a little bit of variance, just like the AIM maps as well. You have your CS8 map, you have Kyoho, and you have Amanita, and you technically have this as well. Well, depends on what type of player you are.
I believe this map, I don't have the exact star rating because this is not 1.5. I think this is 262 BPM. At 1.6.
This is 262. I put the screenshot somewhere in the polling server, but
yeah,
10.5.
Right now, I think it's 262 BPM. I don't know the star rating.
I believe it's OD 10.1 as well. So
yeah,
I think the actual capping of this, like the complexity of it.
Yeah,
I think the OD is not really gonna matter too much.
Yeah, it's fairly show. The rhythms are all decently standard. It's just that the mechanic side of it, along with the AR, is what's really going to gauge from the map.
For sure. Also, not sure if the server's still happening, but for anybody that's interested, feel free to send me or Dada, or me or Dada, the mappool feedback if you want in DMs, or if there is going to be a mappool feedback channel ever made.
There will.
Okay, then just type it there.
You'll be in the description.
Yeah. Oh, you can also send it to Wixinator. Great timing.
Sure. Yeah, she loves receiving unsolicited feedback in polls. She will reply saying that we should have put in Aishite, despite Aishite not being a selectable map in this tournament.
Jackson said he did not miss it, the replay's tweaking.
Oh.
And, yeah, actually, speaking about that, not Aishite, but the player server thing. If you've qualified, check your DMs on the website. There should be an announcement with the links to the server, as well as how to join it if you manage to qualify. But that's going to be the I guess we call this the bracket stage pool. I didn't even mention the name. I believe we're just gonna call them bracket and top 8 because those are just descriptive enough. So here's the bracket pool that is going to be played on next week. Again, each player is going to be playing 2 matches of this. So the top 32 are going to get shrunk down to the top 8 by the end of next weekend. Should be a really good time, honestly. Just seeing the diversity of players that are qualifying. I think some of the matchups are kind of crazy. Should be a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys all for watching. See you guys during the matches. I think this will also be it for us for now because should I say that next one will not be like a full showcase or?
No, we can leave it at this for now until we can confirm some of the stuff here.
All right, sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, this is also going to be the last I don't want to use the word traditional pool, but I guess the last normal pool. It was briefly mentioned here. It was mentioned in the announcement as well. But the next pool next week, so for the top 8 matches, technically the last 2 matches of the tournament are going to have a brand new original song at the very end that the players are going to have to sight read on the spot. So that doesn't happen until I think it's July 28th or July 27th. It's 2 weeks from now. So this is going to be the last weekend of regular matches on a regular. So Yeah, that should be it for now. Anything else you want to say, Dada?
No, not really. I'm excited for the mystery maps next week. Or I guess week after. But I'm also excited for the matches, and hopefully everybody has a good time.
Sounds good. Then on that note, we'll leave you here. Thank you for watching. Good luck if you are playing next week, and we'll see you guys next week for a full weekend of great matches for the Lazer Green Arena. Bye-bye.
It slipped right through my fingers. It slipped right through my fingers. You said never let me go. It never worked out fine. I watched it fall